Hi guys, welcome back to the I Don't Even Know podcast. I am Em. I hope y'all are doing well. Today, I'm here for All American Homecoming, Season 3, Episode 11. We have 2 episodes left of the whole fucking show, which is insane. I cannot believe we're actually here. I've been thinking about it the whole season. We're getting closer to the end. Each episode, obviously, we're getting closer. I mean, that's common sense, but I always think that. But it always felt far. And it always felt like this wasn't the last season. But this episode, specifically, felt like it. You know, with some shows, when it's the final season, you can tell from the way they're doing things and, the way the storylines are going. And just what they're doing. And for me, it didn't seem like it this season, really. It kind of just felt like a normal season. And, they were getting another one. But, this episode, though, felt like we're getting closer to the end, which we obviously are. But it's weird thinking about it, how it took until now to really feel like it. Because with All American, I thought that season 6 really felt like the final season. I don't know what was going on, but there was some sort of final season energy that I was getting throughout the whole entire season. Since episode 1, there was something that made me think this is the final season. Obviously it's not. I mean, it was kind of because Daniel and Samantha are gone. We don't know if Greta and Michael are returning, but it felt final. The stuff they were doing, it just felt more adult, but also it just felt like it was ending for the way they were doing things. And I was kind of hoping when we found out that this got canceled and this was going to be last season, that it would feel like that. Because I think I maybe have said this, but if I didn't, I'm saying it now. I like when final seasons feel like the final season, because it gives me time to process it, but also I don't like when they go crazy in the final season and it just feels like a normal season, and then they have to wrap all this shit up and they can't carry it on to the next season. I think just the final season of a show should just be wrapping storylines up that happened in the past and just kind of making it final. And with All American, I think it was different because they were wrapping up, of course, Daniel and Samantha's thing, characters Liv and Spencer and that whole thing, and they were wrapping up some other things as well, but it went on longer, so maybe that's why it felt different, because this was only 3 seasons. I feel like maybe that was it. I don't know, but just something about this episode just felt final, and it obviously is, but it was just something. And it might have been we finally got Simone talking about tennis and about her love for tennis, that it might be she might not have the same love anymore. And I've been waiting for that to happen, because I thought when she had cancer she was gonna quit tennis. I thought tennis was over for her. And even when she started remission and was cancer-free, I still had a feeling that they were going to have her quit tennis, or something was going to happen. Because I think when you go through something that severe, it's hard. I mean, I obviously know it's hard to come back from it, from people I know who've had cancer. It's really hard to bounce back, especially back to your sport. If you're an athlete, it's hard no matter what, any kind of illness, any injury, it's difficult, and sometimes you might not be able to do it the same. And she, we know, can. She's playing some of the best tennis of her life, but she was still feeling numb, and she wasn't enjoying it. Tennis used to be her safe space. That's where she would go when she just needed to be free and distract from everything. That's where she would go. She started to not feel that way, which I kind of I did see coming, because I knew they had to address it in some way, because she's happy she's in remission, she's happy she's doing better, she's getting there, but not everything's gonna be the same. I'm happy we got to see her in like the cancer therapy session, like talking to people who are either recovered or recovering or currently in treatment, just to like talk about how she's feeling, because I was worried when we didn't get much last episode. I think the episode before, I kind of forgot what episode she recovered. I think it was, I want to say it was actually last episode, but it might have been the one before that. Like, I was worried we weren't gonna really get her talking about it, and like we did, but like really talking about the struggle now. And actually we did kind of with her mom being around, and her like being around made her remember that she was sick and all that, and reminded her that she had cancer. But that was really all we kind of got. We got some other things here and there. I just can't remember what exactly it was. But this was the one that really like stuck out to me, because it's like, okay, like she's like actually addressing how she feels about like how it changed everything, but also how it changed tennis. And some people just grow out of love for their sport, and that like that's the case a lot. I know like people that I'm friends with, or like family members who were athletes and like did all this, like either did in high school or like through high school, like elementary to high school, maybe even college, who just fell out of love. And like that could happen. And at first I kind of maybe thought that's what it was, but then when she was like talking about it to like JR, Cam, Lando, it's just like, okay, yeah, this isn't just her falling out of love. Like she jumped right back into it, like after she recovered. And not only that, she had been practicing a little bit during recovery, or not even during recovery, during her treatments. Like she had been practicing, and so she didn't even really get a break. And sometimes, like, no matter how like much you love a sport, you need to take a break. Like you need to take some time off of it so it doesn't consume you completely, because a sport can be your life, but not in an unhealthy way. And I don't think it was for her necessarily. It was just she didn't get a break while she was sick. Like she kind of did in ways, but she was still practicing a bit with Thea. She was still training as much as she could. And when you have something like that, and you go through something like that, you need a break from literally everything almost. And because I think if you do that, it also will make you want to get back even more, and your love for it will grow because you miss it. And I think that could have been the case with her, because we know like how much she loves tennis. Like we've seen it throughout the whole show. And I'm of course happy she's not like quitting. Like when she was talking to the group about it, and how she was like, it's like a broken piece in the puzzle, and I don't know if it like fit anymore, and it's gone, I don't know. And then like the therapist was like, or the group person, the leader of the group was like, it might not fit anymore, and you might need to like just like be done. And she couldn't imagine her life without tennis, but she had to for a bit to see how she would feel about it. Like with Cam and JR going to her saying like, you need to step away from tennis for 48 hours, not look at anything related to tennis, not talk about it, like try not to think about it. You just need to step away to like think about everything, and think about, do I still love this? Is it something I want to continue doing? Or is it just too much now and I've fallen out of love for it, and after everything I went through, it's just not gonna hit the same, and I'm just not gonna enjoy it as much, and it's too much for me. Like they were right, 100%. I kind of wish though like Theo was around to help her with that, because I think somebody who also plays tennis would be a little bit more beneficial to her and help her through that. And as someone who's thought about like quitting, I mean, she didn't really think about completely quitting, it was just quitting pro circuit, but like someone who has had their issues and has gone through somewhat similar things, not like cancer, but like think almost not being able to play anymore and how that made her feel and all that, I think that would have been beneficial. But like I liked Cam and JR talking. I liked how they came together for Simone, because with the whole Keisha and JR thing, my main thing was I need them to still come together as a group, even though, like, they cheated with one of his really good friends, that kind of fucked up the friend group, the family. I still wanted them to come together. Even though Simone doesn't have cancer anymore, there's still shit going on. She's still dealing with stuff. She's in remission. Like, there's stuff going on. Like, she's gonna need support still after everything she went through. Not just her, everyone's gonna need support on different things. And, like, I remember when I kind of realized that they were gonna cheat, when I kind of came to that conclusion, I was like, okay, if this fucks everything up, like, it already was going to, obviously, but if it, like, nothing's ever the same and they will never come together again, I'm gonna be so pissed off, because that's one of my favorite things about the show, is the friendship, the found family and all that. And with this episode and Nate and Keisha, and also Thea, being gone, and like Amara too, basically everyone was gone, she needed them. And like, of course, I knew Lando was gonna come through, as he should. I mean, do we expect anything else? No, like, that man is so in love with her. Like, we knew he was gonna come through. But I didn't want just him to come through. Like, I wanted, like, them to, like, show up for her. We've seen JR, but we haven't really seen that much of Simone and Cam. We have occasionally, but not really. And so I liked seeing them at the beginning talking, and like how he could tell something was up with her, and also him being mature about the whole cheating thing, which honestly I would be totally fine if he wasn't being mature and he was punching everyone. Like, honestly, good for him for like keeping it calm and collected, but like, I was kind of hoping he would be kicking ass and like punching JR. Like, I love JR, but he didn't deserve it. So like, seeing them be there for each other, especially like Cam come through for Simone, because I did think, like, with them breaking up and the whole cheating thing, that Cam was kind of like disperse from the group and kind of like go away, and not go away, but just not be as involved, because I'm pretty sure the main reason he was involved was partly because of Damon, because they were roommates, but also because of Keisha. But now with obviously Damon gone, and then Keisha and Cam breaking up, and it not being a really good breakup, I was kind of expecting him to not be around, but I did appreciate it. I honestly didn't think he was going to be in this episode. I don't know why. I just didn't think he was. With them breaking up, I thought he was just going to disappear this episode and then come back. Or I thought he was going to be, like, going crazy. I don't know. But, like, I liked that they came around and were there for her and, like, just came together to support her, because she needed all the support she could get. Like, the girls are gone. And they would be the best people to talk to, probably, because she's closer to them and they live with her. But everyone came around and they were like, yeah, we're gonna help you, especially Lando. Like, my guy, shout out to him. I adore him. I think we're finally getting there with Lando and Simone. I think next episode is it, from everything that happened this episode. If it's not, and we have to wait till the final episode, I'm going to lose my shit. But we're finally getting there, and seeing how supportive he was, and now that he's broken up with Eva, made it 10 times better, because we know they can get together now. They're realizing it. I mean, they kind of deep down already knew, but they're really realizing, like, oh fuck, I still have feelings. Like, this is something. Like, we've known this since episode 1, and mostly 2, because I don't think they had almost any scenes in episode 1. Like, we've known this, especially like the last couple episodes, with how Lando has been there for her and how supportive, and he's honestly, I feel like, been her comfort person through this whole thing. The way he's been there for her and always like hypes her up, it just helps her through whatever she's going through. Like, when she's stressed about something, he always knows what to say, and like, he always knows when something's wrong. And now that they're both, Eva and him are broken up, I feel like he's there for her even more. I mean, he already was, but I think now he's like, okay, I don't have a girlfriend, I don't have anything to worry about there. Like, I'm gonna be there for her all the time, because he kept checking in on her. He kept saying like something something's off, because he knew immediately something was off when she showed up to that meeting or whatever, not wearing any PKZ stuff. He was like, okay, something's off there. And then the way she was like distracted during the athletic council meeting, like people were getting mad at her, or that one girl was getting mad at her because she said she would have something done, she didn't, and she was kind of spacing out of it. He knew something was wrong. I mean, JR did too, but he was like, okay, and he sat down and he talked to her, and like asked like what's going on, and she opened up. I mean, not at first. I mean, obviously we had the whole Eva coming up and apologizing for spreading the rumors. I mean, like, fuck you. Like yeah, you're not wrong. Like, yeah, Simone was getting in the way. Like, they are in love. Like, what? Like, who cares? Like, come on. You should have known that they were in love and shouldn't have stayed with him for so long. So fuck her for that. But like, the way she acted for that and be like, I have nothing to say to you, like, whatever. First of all, I don't blame her. Like, I would probably get annoyed too if you're spreading rumors about me like that. It's like, they didn't cheat on. He didn't cheat. Like, he didn't. He did, like, some, like, yeah, emotionally cheating. Do I really care? No, because I've been wanting them to get together. So, like, it's fine. But, like, I feel like I would be the same way. Actually, I feel like I would be really upset. Or, first of all, I would try not to get in that situation, because I do not talk to, I was gonna say people. I talk to people. I don't usually talk to men, period. I mean, occasionally, every once in a while, but I have anxiety, so I don't talk to people or new people a lot because it freaks me out. But I feel like if I wasn't in a situation, even though I'm scared of confrontation and it freaks me out and like I'll literally have a meltdown, I feel like I would be pissed off and I would kind of go at her and be like, fuck you. And like, shout out to her for not doing that. Like, obviously they can't say fuck you, which would be incredible. I think CW needs to fix their shit and their guidelines or whatever it's called so they can say that. But like, I loved how when that happened, Lando kind of looked at her and was like, okay, yeah, something is for sure off. Like, I already knew something was going on, but now like seeing how she reacted and how like she really just like didn't give a shit and like was like, I'm just done, and walked away, like you could tell. I mean, like, if I didn't know, and if I just like walked in while my friend or someone was watching the episode and I saw that and I didn't know anything about the character, anything about the show, I would know something was up. Because it, usually when people spread rumors like that, you would fight back no matter who you are, especially Simone. Like, Simone stands up for herself. She knows what she's doing, and Lando saw that and was like, okay, she's not standing up for herself. She's not like doing what she usually does and not take shit. Like, something's going on. So I love how he literally like left Eva and was like, okay, like, bye bitch, like, get the fuck out of here, and like ran over to her and be like, what's wrong? And I'm so happy she opened up, because I mean, she kind of did to JR and Cam, but not as much. She said like she's playing the best tennis of her life to them, but something's missing and like I'm feeling off. But for Lando, she actually admitted, like, I feel numb. Like, I'm literally playing the best tennis of my life, but I feel numb. Like, something's going on. Like, just something's happening. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, ever since the treatments and since I like started remission, like it's been building up. All of this has been building up, and now it's like really bad. And it made me sad that when she was talking about how she didn't want to say anything because all like the work, and not even the work, but everyone being there for her, and then her feeling like this, it would be like in vain, or not even in vain. I don't even know what she said, something like that. Like, it would be for nothing. Like, no, they would have been there for you no matter what. Like, it wasn't for nothing. Like, yeah, they were there for you to make sure you were okay, but like, you're gonna be like scarred for life probably. This is traumatizing. It's not like after you're cured and then like you start remission, it's not like you're going to feel like 100 times like better, like physically or mentally. I mean, cancer takes such a toll on your mental health, and it's like not gonna get better fast. I mean, it gets better eventually, but like it takes time. And like that's why I did agree with JR and Cam about like taking a step back, because I think she really needed you to focus on that. But I like how Lando was like, okay, no, you're gonna feel something. And they had their moment, which like, oh my gosh, I literally thought they were gonna kiss, and I was like freaking out. I was kind of hoping they did, or they would in front of Eva, because that would have been 10 times better. And I hope when they get together, they kiss in front of Eva and be like, fuck you, like get the fuck out of here, like you were right, like bye, like, come on. It's like that moment, like, oh my gosh, like it makes me upset that it was kind of for her to feel something, but then also I'm like, okay, she's not numb, and like she says she feels numb, but like that can make her feel something. Like I really wanted it to be like just a moment. Like when I saw it in the promo last week, I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't think it was gonna be like this kind of situation, and that's why he was doing it. Which, I mean, let's be fucking real, I'll take it, because I'm kind of like desperate. We have 2 episodes left, we're running low on time, like we need to get our shit together, we need to get shit moving, and they're not doing a very good job right now. Like we're really taking our time with them. I mean, we're finally getting there, but they really said, yeah, Lando's Moan, final season, we fucked you guys up last season, we're gonna make you basically wait the whole season, and then it's gonna end, and you're not even really gonna see them together. It's like, I was really hoping to kiss, like not even during that part. I thought maybe they were gonna kiss at the end, but like the way he like touched her hand and was like touching her face, and like he looked at her and she looked at him, and I was like, okay, she does feel something there. And that, I think, made her realize, like, okay, I need to find it. Like she just needed to find her love for tennis again, and like play a match just like without stressing about winning, and just like having fun. Sometimes that's what you have to do. It's like if you fall out of love with like a sport or something, because like obviously like being an athlete, it's rough as hell. Like what I know, no, but I like from what I've heard from people and like I've seen, it's rough, and sometimes like it takes such a toll on you, because you like always have to be competitive, you always have to win, like that's all that matters. And sometimes you fall out of love with it, but then to like fall in love with it again, you need to like just play for fun, or just have fun on the court, do something like that. And that's what she needed, and he knew that, and he was like, okay, I know you're not numb after what I just did, we're going to figure this out. And then he got the court to himself and like played with her, even though he literally doesn't know shit. I mean, I think he was better than me, to be honest. Like last time I played tennis, I mean, I don't even know if I really played tennis. I was just hitting a ball back and forth with a tennis racket with my friend. Like, yeah, that is tennis, but we didn't have a net. We weren't like doing it full out. But I am pretty sure I hit a window and almost broke it. I mean, I hit the ball, which is all that mattered in my eyes, but I got in trouble because I almost broke the kitchen window because we were in the backyard. So like, I'm shit too. He was way better than me though, because he actually like moved around. I just stand there, and if the ball doesn't come to me, I'm just like, okay, fuck, like we're just gonna leave it there. So like, I mean, he wasn't great, but like I appreciate the effort. He did better than I would do, for sure. And like, I mean, he was trying, and he was getting into it. He really was trying his best, and he just wanted to be there for her and help her. Even when like those 2 random people showed up and like wanted to go against them, and he was like, okay, he was like, oh shit, but he did it because he wanted her to have fun and realize like it's okay. Like you just need to find your love for it again. You just need to have some fun on the court. Just do it, and like then you'll realize like you don't want to stop, like you want to keep doing this, you know? It's like she just needed that. And like watching them play together was so cute because they were having so much fun, and seeing Lando really try his best for her to win, but then also just seeing her smile and happy. We haven't seen that in such a long time, like genuine like happiness on the court, or just in general, because girl has been going through it this season. Just seeing her actually have fun was just so nice. And like at the end, her saying like, this is like some of the most fun I've had on the court. It's like, yeah, because like when you're on the court, it's always just like either a match or you're like practicing. It's training. It's like you're always training for something. Like you just need to take, she hasn't had like the time to really have fun on the court. She just needed to take it, like, and like have fun. Like, yeah, when she wins matches, it's fun, but it's always stressful in the moment, like until you actually win. But like this was just fun the whole time. She wasn't caring. She was just trying to play for fun. And that's what she needed to do. And she realized like she cannot imagine her life without tennis. So, I mean, she already kind of knew that, but she was like taking the time to really like think it through. Like if it doesn't fit in my puzzle anymore, like what am I going to do? But she realized it does. I just needed to figure it out. I just needed to take some time and like have fun and fall in love with it all over again. And I mean, yeah, I think she maybe should have waited like 48 hours to really try, because she couldn't even last that long. But then it's like, it's okay. She made it. She's not quitting, which like obviously I'm thrilled about, but I really thought it was gonna happen. I don't know, something was like telling me, with the way the episode started with like the montage of her playing, I was like, oh shit. And even like the ending with her laying on the court, even though like she obviously isn't quitting, and kind of at that point we knew she was gonna continue, but like her laying there and reminiscing about everything, like the flashbacks, first of all, that made it seem like the final season. Like that's really what did it for me. But it also made me think, cause like it feels like it's the end of tennis for her, which it obviously isn't, or as of right now it isn't. Because I don't think they're gonna do something insane and have her be like, okay, I actually need to quit tennis. Like they're not gonna have her do that after this whole thing. If they do that, I'm gonna be really pissed off, because if you're gonna do some shit, do it now rather than later. And don't do all this build up for nothing and then do it the next episode. Like, we're not going to do that. Like, we're just not. So, like, I think we're good. I'm just happy they finally did this storyline for this episode. Because I've been waiting, and I've been saying it in episodes, I've been waiting for them to address this. Like, is she going to continue? And I'm happy she found her love, and so she can win the championship next week. I'm pretty sure it's next week. From the promo, it looked like it. So I'm like, I'm ready. I need her to win, because that was my thing. I was so worried when she got diagnosed that she was gonna have to quit tennis, and also I was nervous she was gonna die. But I was worried she was gonna like have to quit or like give it up, and she wasn't gonna win a championship. And that's what I've been waiting for. I love in like shows with sports, like athletic shows, when they like lead up to like the big game, like the big thing, and like they've lost it in the past and we've seen them lose, but now they're leading up to it again. Like I think of One Tree Hill. I mean, iconic, one of my favorite shows ever. Like, oh my gosh, it changed my life. I'm not even kidding. Everything about it. But like I think of that because that, for people who don't know, like All American and One Tree Hill are kind of similar in ways. I've seen similarities, and people said before I watched it there are some similarities. Maybe it's just the sports aspect of it, but with One Tree Hill, like season 1, was it season 1? Yeah, season 1, we saw them like go to like state champs, and okay, like, well, spoiler if you're gonna plan on watching, maybe skip this part, but like they lost, they didn't make it. In the 4th season, their senior year, they won the state championship. Literally the best moment of the whole show, or one of them, iconic. And like we got to see it. We actually like built up to that, and we finally got to see it. And same with kind of All American, we saw them win state championship, or not even state champ, I don't even know what it was, but we saw them win championship in season 6. Like we kind of saw Spencer win the Super Bowl. I mean, we didn't get the full thing of that, but we saw like the end of it. Like we saw it, we built up to this moment. Like we deserve her to see her win a state championship. Like we do. Come on. If they don't, I'm gonna be so annoyed, because I'm like, what was it for? Like all this build up for this moment, like everything she's gone through, and she's not even gonna win a fucking state championship. Like, come on, like you can't do that. It's like, give me that. Give me a state championship win, Simone winning, and also give me Lando and Simone. I'm desperate. I really when they were on the court, I thought they were gonna kiss. But then when they were at the Valentine's Day party, and she was like thanking him for like everything, and saying like it helped me realize everything, and then them looking at each other during the Valentine's Day party after Cam, or it wasn't even that's what he called it, but the Valentine's Day party after he said this goes out to all the lovers in the room or whatever, and they looked at each other and they were like smiling at each other. I'm like, okay, it's obvious you guys like each other. Let's get into it. Like when she was laying on the court reminiscing about stuff, like we saw Lando and her kiss. We didn't really get to see Damon. Like Damon was only in the group stuff if he was there. Like we actually got to see her and Lando kiss. It's obviously their end game and get them together. And I also almost did cry during like her reminiscing in the memories, because I saw Jordan and I saw like we couldn't really see them well because it was like back shot, but I saw Liv and Spencer and I miss them dearly. It's only been 2 months since I've lost them, but I miss them dearly and I want them to come back to me. I'm not saying, like, with me crying about seeing Jordan, I'm not saying I want Jordan and Simone back together at all. I don't ship them anymore. I mean, did I even really in the first place? I was kind of back and forth about that because there was some issues there, but I just miss Jordan. That's it. But, like, it's obviously Lando and Simone are endgame. Like, it has to be them. Let's just make it happen. We're running low. Like, I don't think, like, JR and Keisha are gonna get together at this point. Like, if they do, I don't know when the fuck it's gonna be because we're running low. Like, she wasn't even in this episode. I was waiting after last episode because I've been expecting it to happen. So I was like, okay, now that it's happened, now that everyone knows and Keisha and Cam broke up and JR and Gabby technically did on text, I was like, okay, like, now we're gonna build up to them getting together. And I was expecting this episode to not only be like Simone and Lando stuff because of the promo, I was expecting to like see Keisha and JR talk about how they feel about each other and really get to that point, because it's been building up since episode 1 and we're like really not seeing it anywhere at this point. And she wasn't even there. Like, I get the budget's down so they can't have everyone in the same, or everyone in the episode, but it's the final few episodes. Like, I want everyone. Like, I want Thea, I want Keisha, I want Nate, I want them all. And obviously Keisha and I'm pretty sure Thea are in next episode. Keisha's for sure because I saw her in the promo. I don't know about Thea, but I assume she is because the championship. But it's like, at the end, I want to see everyone, and we've been building this up. I don't want to wait till the finale, and I feel like we might. It's like, I mean, we've gone over like the Cam and Keisha thing already in like last episode. Like they're done. They broke up. They obviously have shit to talk about still, but they've broken up. And then JR and Gabby did, but we didn't really get like the talk until this episode. And like, she finally talked to him. I mean, she was avoiding him like for most of the episode, which I get. Like, girl, I don't blame you. I feel like I would too. It's like, yeah, I wouldn't want to talk about the person who cheated on me with one of my friends and fucked up and made me one of those girls, even though I told him not to. Like, come on. And like when she was talking to Cam before, like she talked to him saying she didn't want to like talk to him or really acknowledge him because like all her plans in the future, like most of her plans in the future involved him. Like, she saw a future with him. She was ready to like see where they go and like what their future holds together, and like all the stuff she was gonna do was gonna be with him. Which, like, I get it. Like, it's hard. I feel like with like relationships when you're in college and sometimes even in high school, it depends how serious you are. It's like when you break up, it's obviously hard no matter what, but it's really hard, especially when you like plan out a future with the person and you're that serious. Like, you're planning out like your life. You think you're gonna marry this person, and then either like you break up and it's like mutual and it's just like not working, or the person fucks up and hurts you like her. I mean, okay, Gabby slapping JR, I don't blame her at all. The fact that Cam has not punched anyone is insane to me. I was expecting Cam to punch JR, and he did try, but I was really hoping he would. And I was expecting maybe Gabby to slap Keisha. And I would be here for it. Like, yes, I love Keisha, I love JR. They fucked up and they deserve to get punched, okay? Like, I support violence in these situations. Like, let's throw some hands. Like, come on. I was ready last episode for some hands to be thrown. Like, it was attempted, but it didn't really go well. It's like, I just feel so bad for Gabby. Like, the poor girl. Because every time I think about it, I think of in that episode, the Thanksgiving episode, her saying, "Don't make me one of those girls." And then 2 episodes later, he cheats on her. It's like, what the fuck? You're really gonna do that shit? Like, no. Like, what I did like this episode with, like, Gabby was her scenes with Cam. And am I the only one who kind of thought Cam and Gabby were gonna kiss or something, or they have feelings for each other? It might be completely platonic. It might just be me reading into it because of everything with Keisha and JR. But I don't know. It kind of seemed like maybe something could happen. I don't want it to, because then I feel like they're just doing it because Cam and Keisha. Or, my gosh, not Cam and Keisha. JR and Keisha. If they do Gabby and Cam, it's because of JR and Keisha. And, like, that would piss me off a lot because, like, I don't like when they do shit like that. Like, let's not have the other side of the relationship get together. Let's have them stay friends because they were friends long before. Like, let's keep it that way, because I kind of forgot that they've been friends and Gabby's kind of, like, helped him with his music and everything. I completely forgot about that. I mean, I forgot about a lot of things, to be honest, until this season, because it had been a year since we, like, last watched it. But I forgot until, like, the Thanksgiving episode when she was, like, he was talking to her about it. But really, this episode where she was kind of giving him advice and they were being there for each other. Like, she was showing up to, like, to the studio and just supporting him, which I really did like with everything going on with JR and Keisha. I liked seeing them, like, really get closer. I mean, they were always close, but, like, bond kind of over that and just, like, really be there for each other. And, like, I always say, like, I don't want Cam, or at least I think at one point I maybe said I wanted this to happen, but I don't want Cam to, like, go Crenshaw, like, Cam and, like, what he was there. I usually don't, but in this episode specifically, I wanted him to. When J. Marks tried to, like, force himself on Gabby, I was ready for him to throw some hands. I was ready. Like, that was the one time he needed to be, like, to be the guy he was in Crenshaw. Like, I don't care, you're a new man, you're a better man. Like, no, you need to fuck that man up. Like, come on. I get Gabby was like, no, like, this happens to me all the time, I can handle it. First of all, the fact that it happens to her and she's used to it because she's, like, stunning is awful. Like, that's so awful. Like, why do men exist? Like, period. Like, why? Like, why do men like that? Not all men, but men like that exist. Like, it's like, oh my gosh. Like, Cam, like, I mean, he was ready to punch the man. He was ready to throw some hands. And he didn't because of Gabby, which I kind of do appreciate her, like, calming him down, because I don't want him to go crazy. But he needed to. And honestly, I wanted him to do it not just because of that, but because of Marks being a bitch and him getting fired because of him. So you're gonna ask him to write a good song. He goes against his label, or, like, his boss, to write you a different song that he thinks you'll like more. You really, really like it. You sign, you ask him to help you write an EP. You claim it's good, but then you say it needs to be fixed. And then you change it. You tell him how to change it. And then you play it for the people and say it's trash and blame Cam for it, and it wasn't his fault. Like, such a piece of shit. And I was waiting for Cam to punch him because that's so bad. Like, Gabby was right when she said, like, he's kind of, like, threatened and, like, he's trying to make it all about him. Like, because I feel like if they played the songs, the right songs that Cam wrote and were actually good, like, maybe the label would hear that and be like, oh my gosh, like, we need to sign him too. Like, he's incredible. And, like, he wanted to take control of it. Like, he saw someone young who's trying to make it into the industry, and he wanted to fuck it all up and shit all over them so you could succeed and to be in the spotlight just yourself and take all the credit. And then you're gonna hire some like other songwriter just because you're a piece of shit. Like, no, come on. Like, I'm mad because Cam's been working so hard. Like, we saw him switch his major and everything to this and like change his life after he stopped playing football, and we like seen him grow as an artist, and you're gonna do this? Like, no. Like, he's such a piece of shit. Like, I need, next episode, if he shows up again, I need Cam to like full out like go after the man, not just because of the firing thing, but mainly, well, part of that, but mainly what he did to Gabby, because my girl deserves so much better. Like, I wonder if it's gonna get addressed next episode again, because somebody needs to beat his ass. And also, I just want answers, and I want to know if Gabby and Cam are actually going to like be more than friends. I don't know why. I see something happening. I see them doing some stupid shit that I don't want to happen, but I think it might. I mean, honestly, at this point, because we're so close to the end, and I'm almost certain JR and Keisha are gonna get together. If they don't, this whole storyline was useless. But if they're gonna do that, and it's like close to the end, and we're not really gonna see it, like them as a couple, I mean, go for it. I mean, to be fair, after what not Gabby, oh my gosh, because I'm thinking of JR, I keep saying Gabby because they were a thing and I was obsessed with them. Keisha and JR, after what they did, I honestly wouldn't blame Cam and Gabby for it. I honestly would be here for it just because of that. Just for the drama and to get back at them. That'd be sick. Like, I know Cam is, like, being, mature, even though I'm ready for, like, someone to get punched. And, like, when he was talking to someone saying, like, you can invite Keisha, like, I don't hate her, like, we're fine. Like, he's being mature about it. Like, so he probably won't get with Gabby, but, like, I see something happening there. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what's gonna happen with him in, like, the last 2 episodes in his storyline. I feel like Gabby might not be in the next 2 episodes, or I feel like she's gonna be in the finale. But I think with Cam, because, like, we're getting to the end, so I'm trying to figure out, like, where we're heading to, like, for, like, the end of the storyline. I think he's gonna get, like, a record deal. Like, they're gonna drop J Marks and they're gonna sign him. I think that's where it's going. But honestly, I could be wrong. I usually am wrong. Like, I was trying to figure out where shit's going. Like, for Marcus, and, like, because he was back and we got his son again, who I kind of forgot existed because we hadn't seen him for a bit. We're, like, we have a new kind of storyline with him, which is good. I mean, it's good to do these kind of things and, like, spread awareness about bipolar disorder and seeing it on screen. It's like, it's great. Like, it needs to be shown on screen more, or, like, I don't know how much it is shown on screen, but it's always, stuff like that always should be shown on screen more to show, like, it's normal and not the disease, like to make people feel better. Because I feel like it's just they always make it seem like so awful, and it's not great, but, like, people have it, they're real people, like, it's fine. And, like, seeing that portrayal on screen probably helps so many people. So I like that they're doing it, but I think it's a bit too late. Like, we have 2 episodes left and you're gonna do this. Like, if it was the beginning of the season, or it was like 2 episodes after we met Noah, that would be different, because we would have a couple episodes to explore it. I hate how they're kind of throwing it at us now just for Marcus to have a storyline with his son. It's like, let's just have Marcus focus on, like, bringing baseball back, even though it kind of got shut down. I mean, we know it gets brought back next episode because of the promo. But, like, his main storyline was that and his son. And so, like, if they were going to do this, let's do it before. Let's not do it now, because we don't have time to really, like, have it roll out well, and we don't have the time. Like, it's going to feel rushed, and it's just not going to be anything good because they're rushing, and, like, we're almost done. Like, we're, like, so fucking close. You can't, when you're this close to a show ending, if it's a season, that's different. If you're this close to a show ending, you cannot start a storyline with 2 episodes left. Like, you can't do that. So, like, I hope they figure it out. Like, next episode, it's not gonna be like probably a huge storyline because JR already brought it up to Marcus, so it's not like we have to figure out what's going on. He kind of already knows with like Marcus, like bipolar. Marcus is bipolar. We know that because it was I kind of did forget until it was brought up again, but you know, and like that can run in families. So I mean, JR bringing it up, like I know like, Marcus didn't like that, but I mean, he had to, like something was off with him. Like you could tell like something was going on. For me, I honestly just thought it was hormones of a 14-year-old. Because, like, you know, your hormones are changing when you're a teenager, and teenagers are terrifying. I am technically still, I mean, I'm adult, and I'm not a teenager because I'm 19. I don't really know what I classify as. I mean, technically I'm an adult, but, like, I'm also a teenager. It's weird. But teenagers are insane, especially around that age. Like, freshman in high school or whatever he is, it's, like, around that time, like, yikes. I just think about how mentally unstable I was then. Like, my gosh, I was going through it. I still am, but it's like, I kind of didn't read much into it, like, at the beginning of the episode, when he, like, was, like, kind of acting off, and, like, kind of, like, went out through JR a bit with the cheating thing, which, like, I mean, that's, like, whatever, because, yeah, you shouldn't cheat. I mean, he was 100% correct about that, like, you shouldn't cheat. But then, like, when they were talking about how he got his phone taken away because he was, like, past phone privileges or whatever, curfew, like, texting a girl, like, okay, that's not, I didn't read much into it then because I'm like, that's normal for a teenager. Like, they do that all the time. Did I? No, because, like, I don't talk to people much. But it's, like, that wasn't me. But I know a lot of people do that, especially, like, talking to girls or, like, boys or just, like, there's, like, somebody they like. You know, you're gonna do that. So, like, it makes sense. Like, so that's what I thought it was until, like, when he brought it up to Marcus about it, I was like, okay, maybe that's the case, but I also just thought it was hormones. Like, of course, I kind of was like, maybe not, because he started lying to JR about, like, texting his mom because he wanted to text the girl, and, like, Marcus got him a tablet so he could work on stuff. It's like that, but then also, like, teenagers lie to do for stuff like that. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, it's fine. Like, I really just thought they were just doing, like, this teenage thing. But, like, when, like, Marcus went to get food and he took the tablet or did something with the tablet, and he came back and, like, shit was everywhere on the floor, and, like, he kind of tore the house apart. That's when I was like, okay. It's like, especially when he broke the picture. It's like, yeah, teenagers are addicted to their tablets, like, 100%, like, it's an issue. But, like, not, like, I mean, people can be to the point that you do stuff like that, but usually when you lose your phone, like, yeah, you kind of do tear the house up a bit looking for it, but not like that. Like, that was bad. And the way he was, like, snapping at him, I was like, okay. And then really when he broke the picture, I was like, okay, yeah, so, like, either he does or it's just something else is going on. And, like I said earlier, I do like the storyline. I just don't think it's good right now. It's just not good right now because everything's ending. Like, if it was not the final season, if it was the beginning of the season, something like that, 100%. And because I think it's great, like, talking about different things like that, like bipolar, all of that, like, it's great to talk about. Just, I think it's a little late because they need to kind of wrap it up, and I don't want it to go into the last episode, because the last episode I really want it to be saying goodbye, like, really just final. I don't want to have to deal with that because, like, I care about Noah. Obviously, I like Noah. He seems like a chill guy, but I don't care for Marcus that much. So I'm kind of like, I don't want almost anything to do with him in the last episode. I know we will because of baseball coming back, like we saw in the promo, but it's like, where's shit going? Like, so you're telling me next episode Marcus is gonna have to deal with his son and, like, deal with all that with baseball coming back. It just seems like a lot, especially with, like, the final episode. I'm gonna be really annoyed if, like, baseball is, like, the main priority next episode and they don't even address what happened. And they do, but they brush it off and just like don't make it become a thing. Because if you're gonna bring it up like this, like, yes, I think it's late, but you need to make it a thing. You like have to do something about it. You have to show us. I don't know. I'm hoping that like, maybe it's just them talking about baseball coming back, and they focus on Noah and Marcus next episode, and then the last episode they focus on bringing baseball back, because they obviously saved it somehow. I mean, we'll figure out how they actually did it. I mean, next episode we'll see, and maybe that means Damon's coming back. I mean, he has to for sure be in the final episode, because I'm already pissed off because he is not a reoccurring character. He's a guest star. Like, you're not gonna say shit like that. Be like, oh, he's a reoccurring character, and then have him not show up, or like have him show up for one damn episode and then like not have him show up again. Like, you're not gonna do that. So he needs to be there. I feel like Amara's gonna come back next episode or the episode after that. What else next episode? Keisha and Cam are obviously gonna talk. You know that. I think it's really gonna be them like moving on, like officially. They kind of already did, but like not really. Like, it's gonna be officially like, we're done. Like, you need to move on. Like, this is it. And maybe that will make her talk to JR. And because I just need them to address it. Come on, like, you're gonna do all this shit, not gonna get them together. Like, that's bullshit. Figure it out next episode. And same with Lando and Simone. Like, they're getting there, and we're slowly making it. And I think next episode is the episode. But they might wait. Knowing shows, they like to wait until like the last episodes for people to get back together, or like get together. Even with series finales, but like I think of season finales specifically, they always wait for people to get together and get back together, just like for the angst and like the build up. I'm like, I'm sick of this. I had to witness Simone going through cancer. Just give me them together so I can die happy. It's like fuck, I can't believe we're like actually there. Like 2 more episodes left. Like, we're finishing it this month, and then I don't have to be stressed out Monday night about this and homework combined. Like, they really love me. Like, damn. Like, we're saying goodbye to everyone. Like, maybe Simone might pop up in All-American, but I really don't see a point of her doing it because Spillavy's gone. And I think I've talked about that. Like, it just doesn't make sense now that they're gone. I mean, I'm still hopeful, but this 2 more episodes and then we're done. Yeah. It's just crazy to me that like we're getting there, because I don't know why it hasn't hit me with like All American yet, really, that like Olivia and Spencer are gone. And so like it's an end of an era for that and it's an end of an era for this. Like, we're losing Simone. It's like, I'm going to bawl my ass out in 2 weeks. Hopefully not next episode. I'm really hoping next episode better be good. Thea better be in it, and we better get answers. So I think I'm gonna end the episode here. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you guys next week for this episode 12, the second to last episode of the show.